How's it going, guys? So today we're going to talk about factoring trinomials. Now, these are quadratics normally. They could be other things, but normally we're going to deal with quadratics. And these trinomials, they always have the same steps, same process to solve. A lot of people see them and they catch a blank on what they're actually supposed to do here. So we're going to talk about this for a little bit. I wrote some steps down here, so let's go through these. Now, we always have to determine the signs first. We always have to find the factors to see, and then choose which factors to use. Now, this doesn't make sense until we actually see it in action, so best way to do anything is to try firsthand. So you may see something like this where it says to factor, okay? Now what factor means is break things down from higher to lower. So we're multiplying things out to, say, binomials, trinomials, just trying to simplify as much as possible. Not multiply things out, just break things down simpler. Okay. So when I factor something like x squared plus 12x plus 27. Okay. The whole goal here is to find something that multiplies to this number but adds to this number. So the first thing we want to do is always determine what signs we're going to be dealing with. If I need to multiply to a positive number, but add to a positive number, both being positive, there's only one way I can do that. So multiplying to a positive, we have either a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. That's the only way. So if I need to multiply to a positive, it's got to be one of these two. But if it's a positive number here, they both have to be positive in this case. So what we're going to do is we're going to put x in both the first spots and put plus in both the first spots. Okay. Now, we have to find the factors of c now. So find the factors of this last term. So what we do is look and see what multiplies into 27. We have 1 times 27. There's no 2. 3 times 9. No 4 or 5 or anything else. So we have two options here. So once again, if we have to add to this middle number. Now, if this last number is positive, the two numbers we choose have to add to this. If this last number is negative, pretty much these two numbers have to subtract to that middle number. It makes sense in a second, but let's just look. If I add these two together, since this is positive, this gives me 12 when I add them. This gives me 28, but we're looking for the 12. So what I need to do is plug 3 and 9 in. In this case, it doesn't matter where I plug them in. I can plug the 9 in here. I can plug the 3 in here. Either one is fine. So I'll go over another example of this. Say I have x squared minus 10x plus 21. Okay. First thing we got to do is figure out what multiplies to this but adds to this. So we have to start with determining what signs we have. We're always going to have x and x when we're starting this off when it's like this, when we have a leading coefficient of 1. So we don't have anything in front of here. So what multiplies to a positive but adds to a negative? Now, we said that it's either positive or negative. So when any problem looks like this, when we have a negative first and then a positive, the signs are always going to be the same. They're always going to both be negative, because a negative times a negative is a positive, and a negative plus a negative is a negative. So write down the factors of 21. We have 1 times 21 and 3 times 7. And once again, we look here and it says choose the right factors. All right. So C, this last thing is positive. We have to add to this number, which this is definitely positive. So when I add these two together, this gives 22, and this is 10, which means I need to use 3 and 7. And these being the same sign, it doesn't matter which order they're in. I could have had x minus 7 and then x minus 3. It's okay either way. Now, this gets a little more complicated when that last number is not a positive. So what I need to do is try to figure out all the factors once again. So if I have something like this, x squared minus x minus, we'll go with something easy, we'll go with 12. Now, you look at this and you're like, well, there's no number in front of this x. Okay. that's fine. But the coefficient there is definitely a -1. Okay, we have a negative value. It's just not shown. We don't have to write those ones in front of these variables. So we still start off the same way. Determine the signs. Okay. So if I look at this and I say, I got to multiply to a negative number. Anytime I need to multiply to a negative number. So anytime this last thing is negative, my signs have to be opposites. One's positive, one's negative. That's only in this case when we have a C being negative, this last number being negative. So I'm going to put a negative here and a positive here. All right. So factors of this. So I need a factors of 12. That's 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. All right. We have to choose the right ones. If my C is positive, they have to add to B. That's not positive. It's not going to add to that. So C is negative, we have to subtract a B. Okay. Well, 12 minus 1 is 11. 6 minus 2 is 4. And 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay. So we got the 1 we needed. But this is a -1. So the way we take care of that is we look at this and say, the bigger number takes the sign of B. Now what that means is the bigger number here, in this case of 3 and 4, bigger number here is 4. And my B here is negative. So this 4 has to be negative. And this 3 then, by default, would be positive. All right, I'll give you another example of this. X squared minus 4x minus, actually we'll go with plus 4x minus, say, 32. All right, so determining the signs. Anytime this last number is negative, both the signs have to be opposites. I can write the negative here and the positive here. It doesn't matter. So the next thing is to find the factors of C. So what multiplies to 32? We can use our handy-dandy calculators. We can use a multiplication chart right here. Or we can just write them out. 1 times 32, 2 times 16, 4 times 8. What else? Well, that's it. So we have these factors here that we have to choose from. Now, we choose the right one. This is positive or negative. This 32 is definitely a negative, so we have to subtract to that middle number, that B. So which number should subtract here? Well, 32 minus 1 is 31. Doesn't work. 16 minus 2, that's 14. Doesn't work. 8 minus 4 is 4. That definitely does work. So in this case, I need to use 4 and 8. Now, once again, the bigger number, which is going to be 8 here, takes the sign of your B, and your B in this case is 4. So my 8 is my positive, my 4 is my negative. If you have any more questions, feel free to contact me anytime, guys. I hope this helped out. Have a good one.